Choosing the right real estate representation will mean the difference between a seamless real estate sale or a stressful one. Most real estate buyers and sellers don't even consider the impact of choosing a single agent versus that of working with a team of real estate professionals. In fact, you probably don't even understand the difference. So if you want to discover which is the right approach for you, you've landed on the right video. A real estate transaction has a lot of moving parts. First, there is the obvious distinction of if you are buying or selling a property. And depending on that, your chosen agent will be responsible for marketing, staging, measurements, preparing or receiving offers to negotiate, paperwork, disclosures, showings, open houses, scheduling, feedback, photography, data collection and accuracy, and a whole lot more. There's actually so much work involved that it's almost unthinkable that just one person can do it all. And agents have realized this as well, and that's what has caused such a massive shift from the traditional job of working with a single agent under their brokerage to what might now be the biggest single disruptor in the entire industry since the MLS was introduced way back in the 1970s. And that is real estate teams. You see, all real estate agents here in BC must work under a brokerage. In my case, that is Macdonald Realty. And then agents like myself are not employees, but rather independent contractors. A brokerage can have as little as one agent or, well, as many as they can hire. And then those agents all have their own clients. Or, well, I hope they do. But then what is a team? I mean, after all, you hear this term thrown around so much. Well, technically, there is no difference in the license between those of a team and of a single agent. They are legally the exact same job. But the difference lies in the business model itself, or more specifically, in the experience that the agents are trying to deliver to their clients. Because real estate agents are not all the same and they do not provide all of the same services. For example, I run my business with a team because I am blessed enough to have enough returning clients from my previous 15-year career who want to work with me again. And many of them, and this is the goal, feel comfortable enough referring me to their friends and family. 65 to 70% of my business each and every year comes from just treating people right. And then they become advocates of my business and refer me their loved ones. And if all goes just right, I can keep my face off of bus benches everywhere. And then the rest of my business comes from people maybe I meet at open houses or call me from things like Google. And of course, then there's people like you who I've met from YouTube, who simply passed by a silly thumbnail and title, clicked on the video, and appreciated learning just a little bit more about the real estate industry. Oh yeah, and the market, of course. So they subscribed to the channel and booked a call with me using the first link in the description below. But to better understand the difference between hiring a team like mine, or maybe a single agent is the right fit for you, let's try to do a little bit of a comparison, or is it an analogy? Try to think of hiring a real estate team similar to staying in a hotel. If a team, like a hotel, is run efficiently for the best possible experience for the guests, each employee at the hotel has a very different job. First, you're greeted by the bellhop. The front desk staff then checks you in. Housekeeping has prepared your room long before you arrived. The chef is waiting to start cooking when you want room service, and the general manager is making sure the whole operation is running smoothly. Each one of these employees has a critical role to make sure your experience is seamless and memorable, so you will return as a guest in the future. My team, and hopefully most teams out there, run on this same principle. The agents on a team should have different skill sets and tasks to accomplish in a day. When it comes to, say, negotiation, showing property, researching things like the title and disclosure and paperwork, as well as maybe staging, and even videos like this one, which is not marketing a home for sale, but rather it is kind of marketing myself, hoping that maybe you will become a client one day. Because without finding people who want to transact in real estate like you, well, none of the other steps in a real estate purchase can even start. But then there's the other option. You can hire a single agent. And let's assume that single agent, like a single person, could never successfully run a hotel on their own. You're not going to show up to an establishment like that and expect one person to do it all. So let's compare them instead to a traditional bed and breakfast. And no, I don't mean Airbnb. When you head out into the country for a weekend away, you might want to avoid the crowds and you book a bed and breakfast. When you call to make your reservation, you're booking likely with the owner. They are also the same person that checks you in when you arrive. They make the beds, and yes, they even cook you breakfast in the morning. Everything is all done by one person. Comparing this back to a single real estate agent, the benefits of working with a single agent is that, well, when you phone them and you want answers, you get them every single time. That agent does every single step of the transaction, no matter what. And hey, this is totally fine. But as somebody who doesn't run this business model, I have to ask myself, what happens to the bed and breakfast experience when they're full and they don't have capacity? Because they got a lot of really happy clients who want to go back to stay with them again. But now, are they too busy for you? Or what if the owner, or single agent in this case, goes on vacation at the same time that you would like to use their services? Well, either they have to put somebody in a replacement in their bed and breakfast who is not the owner, you have to change your schedule, or you have to change your expectations. Well, with the team, ideally, that is not the case. There are multiple team members working together to help their clients get the best results, resulting in not only you being able to buy a home and doing it on your own schedule, but with one member of a team specializing, say, in showing properties, while another agent may be negotiating deals, and yet another is scheduling showings for your listing. Nothing gets missed or delayed. But the team, like a hotel, also likely has more capacity and the ability for different agents to take time off for themselves. Because the only thing that I want to do more than help my clients buy and sell real estate is to be a good dad and husband. And to make that happen, my phone has to be off every night for dinner with my family between 5 and 6 p.m., with no exceptions. And during that time, my team has to be available to speak with any clients or deal with any pressing issues. Or let's go extreme with the example. Let's say the offer on your property comes in today, and on my way over to your house to get you to sign off on all of the changes, I get hit by a truck. Well, that sucks for me, and hopefully you miss me. But for all intents and purposes, if you are working with a team, they can now step in right away to make sure you do not miss a great offer on your property. Or if you're buying, that you don't miss out on writing an offer on your dream home. And by the way, usually a real estate team will charge the same amount as using an individual agent. It can be like getting 3 or 4 or 5 agents for the price of one. And now that you know the difference between a real estate team and a single agent, make sure to watch this video right now to find out why your real estate agent in BC cannot bring you a buyer. And when you're looking for a home in British Columbia, you had better hire your agent before you step into your first open house.